Hey, what's up guys? Joe Simpson here. I'm just sitting here on a rock in the middle of some park in Northern Virginia. I wanted to do a little talking today about the Instamic. It's this white little microphone that's on my chest, and hopefully the wind noise isn't going to blow this thing around too much, but it's a little breezy, it's March, so I wanted to come outside and give you a taste of what this microphone sounded like and talk a little bit about the attributes and why you might want to get one. I do a lot of fishing videos, so I'm outside often. And sometimes these GoPros and these different cameras that I have to cover up with weather sealing, it ruins their ability to collect audio. So I like to use some type of lavalier mic or some other type of microphone. Microphones on top of cameras only work so well because if you're not close to the camera, of course, it's not going to sound great. For a long time, I used the Zoom H1 with the lavalier mic wired up through my shirt. So I would plug the mic into the Zoom H1, hit record, stick it in my pocket, pull it up through my shirt, and I would do it that way. And that worked well for a long time, but I kind of got tired of dragging along the extra equipment. And then I started just using the Sony camera without a weather sealing body and putting it on my hat. And that proximity to my mouth was good. It worked really well. When it rains a lot or there's a water issue, I don't always want to have that camera out there getting wet without protection. So I came across a microphone company called Instamic, and it's pretty cool. And they have a microphone that has a magnetic connector, so it basically just attaches to your shirt with a magnet. And it's got a splash-proof, weatherproof body, and it records mono, at least my model does. They have different models and different levels that you can buy, but I bought the cheapest one. But what I like about it is all within one little capsule is the battery, the microphone, and the recording memory card. And you can upgrade your memory card. I think they have 2, 4, and 8 gigs available. I don't remember exactly which one that I have, but I think it's the 8. I upgraded to the 8. But anyway, it was 149 bucks, which seems like a lot for this little capsule. But what I'm able to do is get in a situation like this and do some recording and then, move around, and it doesn't sacrifice the audio performance of the sound that I'm recording with my video. So I have my backup recording on my camera, but if I get far away, then all of a sudden it's going to still stay, present and loud. And I'll give you an example. So like with a lavalier mic, I can be all the way over here and you're still hearing my voice just as clearly as if I was up close. Kind of a dumb test here, but just wanted to kind of show you the benefit of being able to move around with this thing and not having to worry too much about your audio. Now, as you see, the wind is blowing pretty hard. You're probably going to be getting some wind noise on this mic, and it's good to know what it sounds like. It does come with a dead cat that goes over this mic, and I didn't bring it out today because I didn't think I would be in a wind tunnel. But at least I wanted to come out here and talk a little bit on camera, out in the open, so you can get a feel of what this thing sounds like and how it does sound with my voice. One thing I will say about this mic is it does record the high end a little bit too pronounced, so you do have to tail off on the treble a little bit in post-production. But other than that, most of the sounds that I hear coming out of this microphone are pretty pleasant and very neutral, so I like it a lot. It's not something that I would sit there in a recording studio and do voice recordings, or if I had my choice of my desk Yeti versus this thing, I would prefer my Yeti. But for a lavalier mic on the go and in the field, it's hard to beat. And the battery will last about, I think it lasts a few hours. And then the recording time frame, it'll go a good long time recording because you don't need a lot of space for audio recording. And again, it's splash resistant and it's very small. So probably one of the worst things about it, it's so small you could lose it. But as far as staying stuck to whatever you're sticking it onto, it tends to work really well. And I really like it a lot, so you guys should check it out. I'm going to go back over to the house now and put this stuff on the computer, and I'm going to walk through the interface on the phone and show you kind of how this thing works and how you can set it up within the phone application as well. And you can run multiple microphones and control all of them also. So if you're doing like a multiple shoot and you've got 3 or 4 people, you can adjust through the application all their different microphones and do all that stuff. So it's really cool. So check it out. I'll be back in a second once I get in the house and get this stuff on the computer. Okay, so now we're sitting here with the iPhone app, and all you really do is you just look for the Instamic application, you open it up, and it will look for your mic, and you tap to connect, and it'll find the mic. Of course, the mic has to be on, and you'll be connected to your microphone. Here in this app at this point, you can see your devices. You can have multiple Instamics on and control their volume levels and whether they're recording or not recording. It's unlimited, really, the possibilities of what you could do. But let's dive into this actual device and see what kind of things I can adjust. So once I tap this device, it goes to a record page. Now at this point, I'll go to the recording on the microphone so you can see the changes that occur when I make changes within the app. So the Instamic is now recording. It's in my visor in my truck. So this is the sound you would hear if you were driving down the road in a car. I'm not driving at the moment, but if you're in a car and this thing was about, I don't know, 12 to 15 inches from your face, and it's set, you can see down on the left-hand side, at 15 decibels. So you can click the decibel sign and you can pick 20 dB, and now it should be much louder. So if you go down to the lower bar next to the 20 dB, you can physically increase the recording sound levels on your own. Right now I'm recording at a plus 48 dB, which is way too high. But if you want to go for a set value, you can jump in. I usually set it at 15 dB, but I did notice earlier when I was doing a recording outside that it was kind of, it wasn't necessarily peaking, but it was kind of like the mic was hitting some peak points. So if you wanted to be safe, you could turn it way down, and then hopefully you wouldn't have any problems. You just want to have that microphone not too close to your voice or your throat, because it does tend to break up a little bit when it gets too loud. But I'll set it right now for 15 dB. I think that'll be decent. And you can lock this recording. You can monitor, I think, with headphones, I believe. I'm not sure. And then you can, of course, stop the recording. And then once, and where it's recording is when you hit start and stop record, it's recording into the mic capsule itself. It's not recording onto the phone. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording. So now we're back to the iPhone sound, and the recording has stopped. But you can also go over to this hammer and wrench settings page, and you have auto gain. What auto gain does, I believe, if I represent this correctly, it samples the noise volume when you initially start recording, and based on the volume of the noise that it sees, it will set the recording level at that point. The recording mode on mine is mono only, and if you look, these dual monos with negatives, this is kind of cool. It allows you to record two different volume levels at the same time. So you can record mono at the setting that you pick, 15 decibels, 10 decibels, whatever, but it also does another mono channel at negative 9 dB or 15 dB or 24 dB. And what that's doing is giving you what they call a safety channel. So if your main channel that you have at 10 decibels is too loud and it's breaking up and distorting, well, you can have this backup channel at negative 9 dB to use in the event that something goes wrong. So that's kind of cool. The sampling rate can be 48 or 96. I find 48 kilohertz to be perfectly fine for YouTube videos and what I do. If you want higher quality or better audio resolution, that might be better. This microphone can be operated totally by hand. You don't need the phone app to do it. It's a series of button pushes. Basically, it's one button push to turn it on, one button push to start recording, if it's been recording for a while, another button push to wake it up, followed by another push of the button to stop recording, and then a push and hold until you see two blinking lights, and then it shuts down. And you can do that all with your hand. It can be a little confusing, but once you get it down, you get the knack. You can have the automatic LEDs off, and I think I have that set to the on mode, meaning that when it's recording, after a while, it won't show any LEDs, so people aren't distracted by blinking lights on your chest. Sleep mode, I have it turned to off, but you could say after 15, 30, 60, whatever minutes of no activity, it'll just shut off. I have mine named to Joe's Instamic. Track numbering, you can reset it or you can just let it continuously go. Time remaining, it'll show you how much time is left on this memory card, so you can see that I have 13 hours, 15 minutes, and 42 seconds of recording time. That's a lot. And my battery level's at 100. Right now I'm outside and I put the Instamic on my t-shirt and then I put on a sweatshirt, and I'm hoping that the sweatshirt acts like a dead cat, kind of buffering the wind, because it's been windy all day. But I hope this gave you a good understanding of how this thing sounds, how it operates, and why it might be useful to you. So in summary, I think the Instamic is a good deal, because the whole package at 149 bucks, you've got a recorder, an SD card, a microphone, all in one, that is portable, and it's not tethered to some radio type device. It's not tethered to a wire. It's a standalone device. It's water resistant, and I think it's a good solution, so you should check it out. Maybe pick one up, and it can increase your gain. Let me know if you have any questions on this below, or if there's anything I didn't cover, just let me know. Also, hit the like and subscribe, and come back and see my channel again, and I'll have some more stuff soon. Thanks.